The fact that he was on horses for 9 races in 1875, he was just 5 months past his 18th birthday. So the 19-year age is off. We're not using that anymore. Because we do know now, he was born in December, he was on a horse from May to July, and he was riding as a lightweight jockey, under 80, 90, 110 pounds, depending upon the weight of the saddle. So he was good to be on that many horses and those number of races for that season, and to have placed first and second. That's in the money. His wins contributed to the $48,644 that H.P. McGrath collected in purses that year. It was significant. 1875, how many billions are we talking? So Oliver Lewis was at the top of his game, and he was on the horse well before his 18th birthday. It's just a matter of continuing the research out at Keeneland to find those races that he was mounted in and the horses that he was running. We know he came from Woodford County, so it's possible that he was working on a farm in Woodford County. That is a continuing research, and sometimes just by luck, you find it. Okay, the other reason we are celebrating tonight are African American men in the horse industry helped build the multi-million-dollar equine industry that we have today. And everybody just talked about the black jockeys, and I have all kinds of reasons as to why they have disappeared. So it becomes important to recognize these early men who made this industry, made Kentucky, made Lexington the horse capital of the world. In 2016, I started working with Dr. Rosie Moosnick, who is a professor, adjunct professor at the University of Kentucky. UK had formed a what they call learning and living environment for freshman students. And Rosie's effort has always been to engage her freshman students in the community, which meant she took them out to schools, to resource centers, to just different environment, so they would get acquainted with their new home. She and I had known each other. She asked me to work with her students because many of them were from out of town, out of Lexington, out of Kentucky. So they didn't know much about their history, the history here. So I worked with her and the students, provided little handouts and did little quizzes and all those things. And as we progressed through 5 years, we decided, the kids had learned at William Wells Brown, they had learned and heard us talk an awful lot about the horsemen. William Wells Brown School sits on the old racetrack. Did you know we had a racetrack in Kentucky, in Lexington? Some of you do. So it was an education process for all of us engaged in that particular activity. And out of our program in 2017, Rosie and myself, Monica Davis at the time, Gay now, thought about how can we tap all the information the students have learned. So we came together and formulated a plan called the Jockey Art Silk Project. We engaged an artist who's accustomed to working with children. We gathered volunteers to help us, and we initiated this project. And it was a painting project. Kids love to be creative, and all behind me is what they did. Wow. I became the person that cleaned up. Because the kids, I thought, why did you draw over that line? And why did you paint his face purple? And the artist would say, they're being creative, leave them alone. I go, okay, so I cleaned up. Because they would see a color over here and someone else was using it, and they dip the brush in and stream it across the table. I thought, oh, dear, I can't do this. But Julie was really, really very good at working with them. One of the students that was in the LEXengaged program stayed with us the whole 5 years. She's still here in Lexington. Tori, I see you back there. Come on up. Is originally from Washington, D.C. She came to Lexington in the year 2016 when the LEXengaged program was initiated. And she worked with Dr. Moosnick. She graduated from Kentucky, UK, 2020 with degrees in Spanish and International Studies. She has continued to work with Rosie. Rosie's published 3 books, the latest just, 2 years ago now? 1 year ago. And they have remained friends all these years. I remember Tori because she was always so organized and so very upbeat. No matter what was going on, she kept us all hopping. She was organized, I mean literally. And she had such a positive outlook no matter what had happened. So when we were working with this project, Ms. Moosnick is out of state, out of the country right now. And I said, but who's going to talk about the project? And she said, Tori. Tori is now the legislative aide for Vice Mayor Dan Boone. So she has progressed through her career. We don't know where she's going after this, but she has such potential, and if you ever have a chance to work with her, don't hesitate to do that. We've asked Tori to talk about the project from conception to the end.